Big cat, how you came to be is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat, move in silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.
Namaste, big cat. Welcome or welcome back for your message or messages. Come in. Come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Let's dive in, darling dears, and see what's going on. Oh, you have a 9, darling dears. Come to fruition, ended a situation or circumstance. The 9 is ruled by Mars energy. So you are being more determined with your actions. Some may see it as aggressive, but you are going after your ambitions at this moment in time. You are running on instinct, darling dears, but you are in your masculine energy, whether you are male or female. Mars rules Aries as well as of old Scorpio. The 8th house, darling dears, the 8th house of karma, the ending of a karmic debt, ending of a cycle, darling dears. It also speaks about the ending of what? Joint finances, a tax, or a debt. The energy of the 9, darling dears. Lean in, bestie. Your birthday may be the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th, or this may be a significant date in your life. Your luckiest numbers going forward over the next few days will be 3, 6, and 9. Your luckiest days will be Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. The number 9 rules the letters I and R. However, and there's always a however, darling dears. Mars itself is about you continuing to push forward. You're being an individual, darling dears. You're going forward, going after what you desire, because Mars ruling Aries and Scorpio. Aries is the first house, so the Aries is I am. It's about yourself. You'll be more aware of your outward behavior and how you go about things. You are in building mode, feeling more healthy, feeling revitalized. You're taking care of your appearance. We've also got the Scorpio energy, darling dears. This is you letting go of a situation. It could be the ending of a debt, a loan, a finance, or joint finances, darling dears. It's the house of what? The SEX, darling dears. Intimacy, but spirituality as well. Something to do with a business deal. You're about to make a major big business deal, because the 8 is what? Master manifestor. You have manifested something that you brought about, darling dears. The energy of the 9. You have a fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely surprise coming towards you very soon. This is going to be an extremely unexpected, but extremely, extremely fortunate event. Be prepared for incoming, darling dears. Be prepared for incoming. The energy of the 9 in tarot is represented by the Hermit card. This is about introspection, isolation, but it's also about being vigilant. This is a spiritual journey that you're on, but it's also a new beginning. You've been removed from betrayal, dishonesty. You recognize it, darling dears, but it's a change for the better. Unexpected, yes, that's granted, but it was self-examination that put you in this position. When people look at you, darling dears, the new people that are coming into your life, you are a beacon. You come with expert wisdom and guidance. Why? You've lived it, darling dears. Maybe not the same path, but you've gone through more or less the same thing. You are extremely helpful, but to those that ask for it, you don't offer any opinion. You keep your own counsel. Law number 20 of the 48 laws of power. You keep your independence, darling dears. The 9th house is about higher courts, darling dears, law, higher mind. You're being deemed as what? Fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. It also speaks about you being watched on the internet, possibly by in-laws. But it's the ending of a situation now. Maybe they're not in-laws, but it also speaks about you publish something, whether you have a platform or it's a book, but something you put out there, darling dears, something that is going to take you on a long journey, darling dears. Long distance travel. This is about you acquiring your dreams, you getting a better world view. The 9th house is a mutable fire energy. So you are definitely adaptable and versatile, darling dears. But something fickle is being directed at you. Fickle, darling dears. Fickle, scattered, inconsistent. Something that comes with a chaos edge. The energy of the 4 is speaking about communication on all levels. The energy of the 5, your security. You have a major decision to make over the next few days, darling dears. The energy of the 4 is to make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's. If it's signing of a contract, be sure you read the small print, darling dears. You are a master manifester, and then the energy of the 9, the Mars, is that you are aggressive about it. Your inner fortitude is what is going to see you through. And many will see you in a position where they look to you for motivation. Don't let them down, big cat. Be the baddest cat you can be. This is your time. This is for expansion, darling dears. And it also comes with what? Material gain, as well as spiritual gain. Love it. I don't hate it. Right. Let's get your oracle ancestral message. Could I use the African Goddess Rising? Haven't used that in a while. Do I have the book? No, I don't have it to hand, darling dears. Unfortunate as it is. Oh, yes, I do. I had it turned around the wrong way. Right. It's something that you don't see, darling dears. This miracle that's coming into your life are happening because you've come to fruition, ended a cycle or a situation. You had to choose you, darling dears, and it was the best thing why you surrendered to the process. You did. What do your ancestors think about this circumstance or situation? Yeah, you've been through many storms, darling dears, but now you realize that you are the storm creating change. It's on a 13. 13 is the death card against Scorpio energy. Again, we're back at the 8th house. It was a painful breakup, but it brought about new possibilities. This could be a divorce, ending of a friendship, breaking down of a family cycle or circle, darling dears. You are the phoenix rising in this new chapter. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so it's transformation, darling dears. Alchemy. You have what? Those badass alchemist ways. You are healing from a circumstance or situation. You've gone through some kind of sadness, some kind of life-changing event, but it was the blessing in disguise. This is what your ancestral team want you to know. It was an unavoidable change. You had to go through regeneration. And now it's time for you to what? Manifest your just desserts, darling dears. You are the storm. Let's see. This is Oya. Okay, let's see what Oya has to say. Oya is on page 26. Double the 13, darling dears. Page 26. For you to screenshot and read at your leisure or leisure. Right, Oya, goddess of storms, Yoruba, Nigeria. It's a temple of warriors, and it's the element of water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, wielding her powerful sword of truth. Oya is the Yoruba goddess of storms, wind, and lightning. Storms bring shift, rapid and uncontrollable change, and at times, chaos. I know, I'm not dramatic enough. I know. Stop pushing. The winds of change are in motion into every life. A little rain must fall. Personal storms clear away the old. Sometimes change moves slowly. At other times, change is swift. What would you like to change? The biggest thing holding you back is you. If you want people and life to treat you better, you go first. You attract betrayal, stress, and strife. The common denominator is you. Beating yourself up is self-harm. Feel your feelings. Honor your journey. Tell yourself the truth, and practice self-compassion. Your goddess declaration is, I make shift happen, darling dears. I make shift happen. Love it. I don't hate it. Just saw 1010 on the counter. You're on your purpose, darling dears. The universe has your back. Love it. All right. Base of the deck, darling dears. Mask wearing marauders. And it comes in on the 18. 18 goes down to a 9. We're speaking about the 9, darling dears, because you are expanded. You're no longer vibrating on the same frequency. And you've got a load of mask wearing marauders, darling dears, at your back. You are enjoying your energy. The energy of the white is clarity, darling dears. It's about new beginnings, you being wholesome, wholehearted. Why? We saw the energy of the 9, the hermit, introspection, self-examination, self-improvement, darling dears. There's a group, a gang, a horde at your back. All right. But you've already ended that cycle. You've ended a situation. They're not enjoying your selflessness, darling dears. They expected you to be selfish. They expected you, who is the eye of the storm, darling dears. You are the storm. Base of the deck. What did I say? You've awakened, darling dears. We see a dolphin in the back, purported to be the most intelligent on this planet, darling dears. You are birthing new things. You may even be pregnant at this moment in time. You have the energy of the 4. Love it. That's the what? 4th house, I feel. This is your ancestors, darling dears, honoring what you've actually achieved. This is what spiritual ascension through knowledge of self. The rebirth and the awakening of you. Law number what? 25 of the 48 laws of power. You've recreated your identity, darling dears. One which is more fitting of your position. Look at all of that lovely blue. It speaks about your truth and your knowledge, your spirituality, and you are serene, darling dears. You're like the Rock of Ages. You're sending out the signal. Don't come for me unless I send for you, darling dears, but your ancestral team will be leading the way. All right. Good golly and gosh. Someone or someone's not enjoying your new worldly view. They don't like the way you've educated yourself on self. They don't like what you're publishing, darling dears. This is a group you no longer frequent. I'm getting the energy of family, darling dears. That capital F. That what? Family is what you make, darling dears, not what you're born into. Why? Because that comes with loyalty, darling dears. Equal give and take, respect, support. Right. Let's see. Let's get some more from the intuitive card before we press on. Okay. Straight out at the gate. Right. Rise of the big cat, you knowing yourself and adding word. Was it worth? I had words. Yeah, it's a bait and a trap, darling dears. They're not enjoying you promoting yourself. You do some form of promotion. You may even have a platform, darling dears. Somebody may even be trying to attack your platform, sending in bad energy, darling dears, trying to block you. But you come through with the 8, the strength card. I keep talking about the 8. The 8 is prevalent for you, darling dears. The 8, as I said, is the number of what? Manifestation, money. That's Skrilla.com, darling dears. Yeah, you accomplished something, you've mastered something, something that you took action towards, which is grounding to you, darling dears. Grounding. But you are what? Humble in this promotion. However you promote yourself, darling dears. Somebody's trying to bait you. We've got the 6th house. This is someone not wishing well on you, darling dears. Your work ethic, your employment. Somebody may even be in the same fields as you, darling dears. Eyes are on you. Why? You're promoted. It's like you're in the spotlight. All eyes on the throne. But it also shows that you do the due diligence to your body, your diet, your hygiene, your daily tasks, darling dears. You've healed some form of sickness, possibly with a pet, but definitely within yourself, darling dears. You are showing a group, a horde, a crowd on how things are done. Your awakening is real. And you're liberated. You couldn't give a good golly or a gosh. Fell on the floor. What's this? Yeah, you're living out loud, darling. There's a free spirit. Seen a lot of sacral chakra energy there, darling dears. This is about you being more confident with yourself, having body confidence. This is you being more assertive with your needs, your wants, darling dears, putting them first. Your emotions are no longer all over the place, darling dears. Yeah. I'm also hearing celibacy. There's celibacy in that situation, darling dears. Why? Avoiding drama and the soul tie of it all, darling dears. You're waiting for the people that are what? On your level, going through their own promotion. Their own 6th house energy, darling dears, as well as the 8th house, as well as what? The strength card. Being drama free, darling dears. Free as the wind blows. But it's your spiritual strength which is shining. You show no weakness. You have an instinct care for others, but you are learning, or you've learned whom to show that true care to, darling dears. No longer up for the what? Pomp and circumstance, darling dears. All right, let's get a deck and dive a little deeper. Use the gold deck. Base of the deck, Hangman. No longer sacrificing yourself to a situation, putting circumstances and situations on pause. You are giving back the wood. No longer martyring yourself for a situation. You are grounded. The Hangman could also speak about ending of a life, or somebody threatening to end in their life. Moon energy. It's fugazi, darling. There's someone is trying to get your attention. And remember, it's a bait and it's a trap. It's your duty as a spiritual being having a human experience, darling dears, to call the emergency services and tell them such and such needs a health check. Yeah, and do it with a quickness. It also, major arcana, darling dears. This is a spiritual journey, and it's showing that you have all of the tools to create whatever you want. The 10th cup, emotional alignment, darling dears. Queen of Swords, the wisdom of your past experiences. This is where you get your strength from, darling dears, and your cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life. This is about you, what? Having a new beginning, and spiritually guided. Ace of Wands. You're feeling more passionate, courageous, and it's your creativities, darling dears, that you're working on. This also looks like multiple streams of income, darling dears, but it also speaks about you being able to what? Multitask, darling dears. This is about you being focused. Your back is turned on a family. 10 of Cups, darling dears. You feel like there's a lot of manipulation in a family group at your back, darling dears. People that... People that wish death on you, darling dears. People that wish that you never came into this new enlightenment, this new awakening of self, darling dears. Because you are fortified. Yes, you still have a kind heart, but you show it to whom deserves it. The Swords also speaks about communications. You, like I said, you may have a platform that you are promoting yourself. Your gifts, darling dears. Ace of Cups. You have many gifts. Yeah. Looking at your long-term view, focusing on your future. And this is a travel card for you, King of Wands. You are a natural-born leader, darling dears. You're looking back at the past family, how they treated you, wish death on you, darling dears. You're no longer the same person. What did I say? You've moved on. You've gone away from the drama and trauma. Not only that, you've grown from it. Yeah. Ace of the Knight of Swords, gotten over that particular heartbreaking situation. So all of these people that are stuck on you, darling dears, they're stuck because they feel guilty as F, darling dears. Guilty as F. Skullduggerous to the core. This is regret, not remorse, darling dears. They regret it because now they see you as being successful. Yep. While they're juggling and struggling, darling dears. Juggling and struggling. Yeah. They see you on a spiritual journey, having reason to celebrate your cause, and it's very upsetting for them. What's this bait and trap under the magician and the moon, the tricking trickster? Something about Six of Swords. They're banking on the fact that you still want to nurture them, or you still have some kind of connection to this family situation that you've already moved on from. You've laid it to rest. It was a difficult journey, but it was part of your spiritual ascension. It also speaks about your ancestors protecting you, right? You was guided to make a right decision, darling dears, not blind justice. It was what? A hard decision. Why? You grew up in that situation where it was a bait and a trap. Bait and a trap. Yeah. This is why you are single and independent. This is why they're upset, darling dears. You're drama free and you're still able to celebrate yourself. You have an invitation coming towards you, darling dears. One which is going to be extremely fortunate for you. Wheel of Fortune. It's going to bring about a major change in your life. Wow. Contracts, darling dears. Yep. That past was a distraction, darling dears. They want you to offer back into the past, back into their lack mentality. Allow that shiz naive, fall back, cross your what? Cut your tens. That's the Jamaican terminology for crossing your ankles. Yeah. Relax, darling dears. You are protected. Okay, so it's got family issues. Let's see, what's their issue, mate? What's their problem? All eyes on the throne, darling dears. It's as though you are unintentionally creating a spectacle. Law 37 of the 48 laws of power. Yeah, you're different, darling dears. You're a rebel, darling dears. Highly spiritual. You may even be a reader, darling dears. You're different, but how you're unique. Your delivery, darling dears. Yep, it's the truth, darling dears. Accurate, highly intuitive. You are the change. Whatever game you've changed, darling dears, you help others release burdens. Yep, High Priestess energy. What did I say? They don't like the fact that you are celebrated, darling dears. This is the energy of what? 3 queens. Yeah, these are people that betrayed your confidence. You're also going to be getting a visit, darling dears, from someone who's going to bring an offer to you. King of Pentacles comes with a contract, which is going to be a brave new world. And again, promotion, darling dears. It could be a manager. It could be somebody in your field, an admirer, someone coming in, darling dears, who's about to take a chance and a risk on you. What's going to happen with that? The new beginning, again, the 8th house, joint finances, merged finances, darling dears. Maybe being able to pay off your debt, acquiring new assets. But there is sexual energy, darling dears. But you're blocked off from the sexual energy at this moment in time. Why? Because you're in your cranium, darling dears. You're planning for your future. And they don't like it, these family members. 4 of Swords. There's a lot of words being said about you, darling dears. What are they saying? What are they saying? From the what? Crevice of the devil's balls. What is these little fingers saying? Quietly at your back, Queen of Swords, Siley, darling dears. What are they saying? They're chatting shit. Knight of Pentacles on its face. These are chances. These are losers. These are people losing out on their own opportunities, darling dears. They're living in that same bait and trap they tried to put on you. This is liars, darling dears. They've got mental health issues. Financial debt. The bill collectors at the door. And it also speaks about power struggles. They're struggling amongst themselves for who's going to be the biggest G's. Yes, and they are guilty as fuck. Yeah, guilty, darling dear. Their slick talk goes on and on about you. But why are they talking slick? Because they're stuck in the paradigm they create for themselves. They haven't forgotten you, darling dears. They're watching tentatively, but they can't contact you because your block name is for the gods, darling dears. They're watching you celebrate. It's really upsetting for them. Let's ring this bell. Let that bad juju stay with them. What else they saying about you? Listen, they're under so much karma restrictions, right? They need to shut up. The comments coming in like the wiki. Dub plate remix, Fast and Furious, darling dears. They're regretting what they did to you. They'd love to be back in your hemisphere again because you're future thinking, you've got options and you're happy. You create that happiness. They know that you're spiritual, darling dears. They're trying to put smoke and mirrors. They're out there telling people that you're a witch or a warlock, darling dears, just to see if they can still create some kind of harm in your life, darling dears. Try and deflect from the fact that you've promoted yourself. You've got spiritual strength and you ain't nothing with them. Nah, mate, they can't come for you unless you send for them. And you haven't sent for them. Block game, 7 of Wands, darling dears. King of Swords, you've done the research and the investigation. Queen of Wands, there's lots of people out on the table, darling dears. How many people's out here? We've got 1, 2, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is a gang blood. 12 is what? The 12th house of what? The hidden enemies, darling dears. These people are in confinement of karma. The 12th house is the occult. Maybe you have a knowing or an understanding of the occult, the unknown, darling dears. This could be what? Tarot cards, birth natal chart, numerology, whatever it is, darling dears. You have a spiritual knowing. Queen of Wands, darling dears. They're jealous of how you look. You don't look like what you've been through, and you are backed by the whole armor of God. Ephesians 6:13, darling, there's spiritual armor of the ancestors. They're seeing it, they can't understand how comes you're still lucky. How comes you managed to overcome this situation? They're very upset, darling, this. Still talking shit on your name, but it's a bait and a trap. They talk it to anyone that will listen. But they're stuck on you. They're put on pause, darling dears, because they see you as curious, learning new things, darling dears. Learning new things. Yeah, King of Pentacles, they see that they feel as though you're financially set, darling dears, and they are very upset. It also speaks about manipulation. Somebody's looking for a handout. What did I say? They are pocketers. They wish they could come towards you, but they can't. They have to come off the field and go back into the barn. This person is unanointed, darling dears, or people, this group, as many as 12 people. They're on demon time, darling dears, going through tower moment after tower moment. They need to allow you and put their focus on them, darling dears. They're what? Mud Hut Life at 911 Freddy Krueger Avenue, 2 streets over from the loser lane in the District of the Damned. Yeah, they made these decisions to do what they did. Stab, stab, and stab again, darling dears. What do your ancestors think of this? Ancestors, listen. It's what? Strike for strike, darling dears. Your ancestors are suiting up. Yeah. It could be sisters, darling dears. Older sisters, siblings. Yeah, you blocked them, darling dears. You said what you said, and you basically said what? Love and light. That's what? 2 of these and 1 of those. You spoke to an older sister. This person would love to come back, but they betrayed you too many times. And you got your Popeye cat on. You said, this is all I can stand and I can't stand no more. You said what you said in your Nene Leaks voice, and you headed out. You are in a different position, darling dears. You ain't got no time for what? To bring back people from the dead. You're not a necromancer, nor is what? Frankenstein in your name. They're guilty as F, darling dears. Lots of loose talk at your back. Because they don't compete where they don't compare. They haven't done what you've done. They didn't live through what you lived through. 6th house, your well-being was never in the forefront of their mind. They're in competition with you, darling dears. Yeah. They're in competition with you. They don't like the fact that you have moved on. It also speaks about a message. They would like to message you, darling dears. You've been spoken about in many in a group, darling dears, people that can't emotionally move on from you. Your back is turned to that situation. You know they're narcs. They get self-confidence by being in what? A pack or a horde. But there's one in particular who thinks they're their head honcho. Female energy. It could be a sister, a cousin. What about this head honcho? The one in particular, the leader of the horde. Of the 12, of the what? Hidden enemies. What about them? What about this head honcho? who's focused on you. Always look where the eyes are. This person may even be a mother, but they're not mothering to their children. This person's a liar. Spreading more gossip, darling dears. Adding fuel to the fire. What did I say? Adding more negative fuel to the fire. That she's bringing up things, telling your mental health, darling dears, telling you you're not quite straight. Yeah. Bringing up someone who was a king of wands in your past, darling. There's a deep dealing mattress back. This person, the king of wands, is looking to the future. They're saying that you're still with this person, even though you've possibly even divorced this person. Hierophant on its face, darling dears. You've released the burden. But they're what? Rehashing it, darling dears. Why is she rehashing it? Because you left. You're independent, you're strong, you're looking good, darling dears. If you're going through any turmoil, you don't show it. You are what? Showing your cool hand look. Law number 9. Winning through your actions, never your words. The 9 is coming up again, darling dears. Yes, it is. Yeah. Creating a lot of conflict and confusion amongst the horde, darling dears. Rehashing possibly a situation where you was treated unfairly by a narc. A dick dealing narc. That's disease, darling dears. Saying that you're still with this person. How would they know? They can't contact you. Listen. You've got no communication with this person, this jealous person. You're drama-free on your spiritual journey. This person is a narc, darling dears. They've got no authority over you. The devil's not welcome, darling dears. You don't compete where you don't compare. You are not of the same soul tribe. I thank you very much. Listen. You got all eyes on them. All eyes, darling dears. Why? Because they're a liar, a thief, a cheater, a user, a swindler, a back front neck-tabbing snake. They get no S, darling dears. They're a frenemy, a hater that came with the bad vibes, the bad intention, as a sibling, right? Bad advice, darling dears. And their Panania Fatum has no memory when they're away from their partner. This is someone that is used to being with someone who is abusive, darling dears. Looks good for the gram, darling dears. Yeah, but they're going through a lot of situations. Their mental health is not right. The money's not right. It's all funny, darling dears. Everything's funny. And there's arguments. Even though they think they're the head honcho of the horde, right? Their home life is shiznai. Yeah. Emotional maturation, darling dear. You left the building like Elvis. Posh, clap. She can't do you nothing. She cannot. She can't compete where she don't compare. She's stuck in some kind of debt, darling dears. 8 of Wands on its face. And she can't even speak about it. Why can't she speak? Because she bought it on herself. Yeah, toxic to the core, darling. There's a toxic trick up to what? Wickedness. But not around you, big cat. You've got the 6 G's. God, goals, gifts, greatness, growth, and gratitude. That you moved on. You don't have to be one of the horde. This is someone who's unable to balance their health. They've got health issues, darling dears. 9 of Pentacles is Venus, as well as oh, come on, case. Virgo energy, darling dears. Something around the genitalia area. She's got issues around the genitalia area. Yeah. Wickedness, darling dears. But she bought it on herself because of how she feels and the energy she directs at other people. This family member is for the streets, and that's the truth, Ruth. She needs to get to the streets. But the same people that she's trying to bend their mind's already bent. They're feeble-minded and dull-eyed. Going from mud hut to mud hut when she should be taking care of her own self, minding her own business, blood. Because she's bitter. And whatever she sends your way, what she's saying about you, all of this information she's trying to put out there, she's even messages, darling dears. She sent out messages. Yes. But you haven't seen none of this. You haven't seen it, you haven't heard it, but you can feel this energy being sent your way. Yeah, she told the horde about this. There's a group chat about you. A family group chat about you, darling dears. They're talking about lots of bitterness, darling dears. But it's only people from the bottom of the pit. Lots of bitterness. and toxicity. You're in a family group chat. Good God, and you weren't even invited. You know nothing about it. 8 of Swords. Yeah. They got you in a group chat, darling dears. Everybody's got something to say, darling dears, but this has got nothing to do with you because you are no longer a part of them. You was never in that group chat. This is emotional turmoil, torture, trauma. You weren't emotionally balanced around there. There was no emotional, what island, darling dear? Nobody was there for you. 9. You had to make the right choice and find your own happiness. You had to break away. You had to get away, darling dears. But these people, this group is what? All guilty. They've got the dirty foot, darling dears. And they've got no rhythm. It's a lie. It's a lie. Creating all these lies and controversy at your back. And you know nothing about it. You're not there to defend it yourself. And you wouldn't even waste your time to go there and defend yourself. Let's get another deck. You ain't got, listen, there's not enough hours in a day. You're too busy, what? Counting a 5-pound bag of rice, 1 grain of it at a time. If it means that it's the choice between visiting them or speaking to them, especially this horde, right? Yeah, mirroring. They're all mirroring each other. This is where they get their power from. They have to be in numbers, darling dears. I can have options, and none of them are you, darling dear. They don't like that, right? What did I say? What did I say? Is it Tay? Someone called Tay? T? Tony? Tracy? Whatever it is. Listen, no time traveling, right? Block spinner. No, they can't come back. They see that you've got options. They're all mirroring each other, right? And you're not having it blood. No, you're not having it. You're not having it blood. No block spinner for you, darling dears. No time traveling ear hustlers. It's a bait and a trap, darling dears. Why do they want to come back now? Why? Right? And they've been talking so much shit at your back chakra, darling dears. When you was too busy. You didn't see it going on, 8 of Swords, blindfold, because you was what? On your game, darling dears, doing the long game, right? We've got a club. Something to do. Yeah, what did I say? The horde, the club, the gang. Their life is in Groundhog Day, the rinse and repeat, this bait and trap. You are being promoted spiritually, darling dears. You are being lifted up, right? It's footstool season. Yeah. They should never have dared try to come for you when you didn't send for them. And your ancestors are saying, oh, no, 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 no. I think not, Scotty. I think not. Had to say it with my back. Final card. I don't give a good golly or a gosh. It's your fault why I slept with these people. It's your fault? Who are they blaming for that? Big Cat. I don't remember you signing any contract to any Spanani or Fatum. Is this past person? Yeah, this King of Wands energy. Yeah, they're still talking shit, right? Look at you. Look at the wasted time. It's not a waste once you get the lesson, darling. And you know how to get the lesson, right? You are the storm bestie. And never you forget that. Your power grid will be forever missed, forever remembered, forever trying to downgrade you, but yet whom they're downgrading you to, darling dears, you've got more fans. They're liking your flow because you are unique, you are different, darling dears, and you are grounded. Rise of the big cat, darling dears. Your work ethic is like no other, right? What's this? Because you use your intuition and your discernment. On that note, this is what the death, darling dears, death to the final card, to this dysfunctional club, group or horde. As you what? Bask in your dharma. That's good karma. Thank you very much for your continued support of me in this channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I'm kicking my way through these tarot streets again. If you'd like a personal read, all of my intel is in the description box below. Thank you very much for your bookings, your donations, your likes, your subscribes, your shares, and your comments, which are a survival kit to another big cat. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat. We're not having it, lad. We're not. Leave them where they are. Don't spin off the block off on a big cat off.
How you came to be is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat moving silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.